Hello and welcome to another video on my channel. Today we are looking at this 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 4Matic. As always, we're gonna do a quick walk around the car. We're gonna check the interior design and then we're gonna take this car out for a quick test drive. Before we start with the video, I would appreciate if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's gonna help me a lot in the future. Before I step outside, it is pretty windy today, so I do apologize for the wind noise in advance. So I really like what the Mercedes did with this compact SUV crossover. It is not a big SUV, but still fairly spacious inside. Design is really elegant, simple, no crazy lines. Looking up front, we have our LED daytime running lights. There are also the LED turn signals, our LED projector beam headlights. We have big Mercedes logo on the grille with some silver accenting, as well as more silver accenting on the bottom, and we have our fog lights. Really cool, elegant, simple design. Moving to the side, we have these 19-inch alloy wheels. Not a big fan of this design, but luckily you can opt for different design of the alloy wheels if you're looking for something else. Mercedes gives plenty of options. We have these Michelin Pilot Alpine 5 ZP winter tires, 245, 50, 19. Really nice tires for the winter, and they do provide quality, smooth ride. We have our mirrors that do fold automatically when you lock the car, and you also have a button inside that you can fold them if you want to squeeze into a tight space. We have our LED turn signals embedded in those mirrors. We have some silver accenting around the windows, as well as silver accenting on the door handles. Again, on the side, really simple, minimalistic, yet really elegant design. Moving to the back, we have GLA 250 badge on the left, Mercedes logo in the middle, and 4Matic, which represents the four-wheel drive for Mercedes. Power liftgate, cargo space, not a big, you don't get a lot, 435 liters, but still you can fit all your groceries here with ease. We have some anchor points for your netting, some storage space here, 12-volt socket, some strap here, more hooks for your bags if you need some. We have LED taillights, some silver accenting on the bottom of the bumper, and two fake exhausters. Your gas cap, this takes premium unleaded fuel. Back seats, they're not big, but still, I'm gonna show you that. I have just enough space here sitting behind my seating position. I'm 183 centimeters, 6 feet tall, and I have just enough knee room, about inch of a headroom, but I do miss some support for my thighs. You have the nets between the passenger and the driver's side. You have the vents, which is always nice to see. Some storage area here, and two USB-C connectors with a little bit more storage area next to that. You have armrest with 2 cup holders. I like this design because now this entire surface, if you have a cup, you can use and sit your arm on it without having cups in the way. These seats, they fold in 40-20-40 ratio, which is really nice. If you have a longer items, you can, let me show you that, you can fold this seat, middle seat, have a longer item like your skis, for example, and still have enough space to seat 2 adults in the back. Seating 3 adults, it's gonna be really tight. Looking at the doors, really high quality material, some silver accenting on the door handles, lock and unlock buttons here as well, and your switch for your windows. Back windows, they go all the way down, which is really nice. If you have kids, they're gonna like this very much. And you have your speakers as well. This car comes with a keyless entry, so all you have to do to lock. And speaking of which, if you're outside the vehicle and the vehicle is still running, as soon as you lock it, it's gonna turn off the engine. To unlock it, you just need to put your hand behind the door handle and it's gonna unlock. Looking at the driver side door, really nice material. Everything is really nice, and all the areas where you might put your arm is really nice and padded. Again, some silver accenting on the door handle. You have your switches for your windows, you have the switches for your mirrors to adjust them, and then this button in the middle, you're gonna be able to fold them. You have the memory seat, 3 settings for both driver and the passenger side, which is really interesting. Hello everyone, sorry for interrupting the video, but I realized that I didn't mention and showed you this feature. As you can see, Mercedes have been doing this for a long time, but this is where you can adjust your seating position. I think it's really clever from Mercedes to do it this way instead of having these on your seat. The only adjustment that you have on your seat is for your lumbar support. And you have your button for your heating seats. You have 3 levels of heating, and you have the button to open that tailgate. Quite enough storage space here for your bottle, and as well more amenities. Mercedes-Benz logo here, which illuminates if at night. Start the car again. I do apologize for that. These seats are really comfortable. They offer enough support, not crazy amount of the support, but still enough. You have this support for your thighs. If you need that, you can extend it as well. Glove box, decent size. What I like about the interior is this design here. This is Mercedes logo, but it looks like stars. So you have it here in the front dashboard and also on the door panels. Really nice. You have silver vents, which they look nice, and they also, there's for the, if you have ambient lighting on, which you will, they will illuminate as well. Some gloss black around here, which is gonna attract some dust and the fingerprints, so you're gonna have to clean this quite often. Down below you have your AC controls, really nice clicky tactile buttons. You can adjust your temperature, you can adjust your fan speed, your AC sync for the passenger and the driver and the passenger side, so it's a dual zone climate control. But if you wanna adjust from where the air is gonna be coming, you have to click this button, and then you're gonna have to adjust this using the screen. Again, the buttons are really nice and big, so you won't have any problems with that. Here also you can turn on your heating for this leather steering wheel that we're gonna come in a second, that we're gonna talk about in a second. And also here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, you can turn on or off your heating for the steering wheel. Moving down below, you have your wireless charging pad for your phone. You have USB-C and 12-volt socket. You have two cup holders that have this nice feature. If you have a bigger bottle, you can collapse these supports and put it in. But if you have a smaller cup and you wanna make sure that it's tight and snug and it will not wiggle around, you can press these buttons, and then this is gonna pop up and you can fit it just like that. You have your button for the dynamic, so you can select your drive mode: comfort, eco, sport, individual. Which is really nice is that for every option or every mode, it's gonna show you what does it change when it comes to the engine, steering wheel, or your suspension. I'll leave it in comfort for now. You have your volume knob, and also if you press it, it's gonna turn off the system. You have your button for the parking, so this is how it looks like. You have your rear view camera. When you put it in reverse, it's gonna show you the guidelines as well. And you can have this wide angle, which is really neat, especially when you're backing out of the parking space. You're gonna be able to see all the cars that are coming or the pedestrians. Really nice feature. You have some, this is rubberized area here. I don't know for what, maybe for your key fob, because if you have a bigger phone, it will not fit and it will slide, because here there is no rubber. Central console, pretty deep. You also have two USB-C connectors, and it opens split fashion, which is really nice. You have panoramic sunroof with this, like a split panoramic sunroof with this portion in the middle, but still pretty big panoramic sunroof that do not open all the way, but still really nice feature to have. LED lights for the interior lighting as well. Steering wheel, leather steering wheel that's really nice, really thick. And one thing I like, heating is gonna heat up the entire steering wheel and not just this portion here like in many other cars. You have your buttons on your right and on the left side. These buttons here, they're touch sensitive. Other buttons around are not touch sensitive, so you have to press in order to select whatever you want. Same goes on this side. These two buttons, this one here, it's for the cruise control. You want to speed up, this is gonna be touch sensitive. And then this OK, which is gonna, I'll show it to you, this is gonna be touch screen, touch as well. You have two displays, 10.25 inch displays. The one in the middle is for your infotainment system, and the one in front of you is your dashboard cluster. Really nice system. Mercedes does a really good system, easy to use, smooth, responsive. Here you're going to be able to adjust the settings, like in assistance for the driving, the vehicle, light system, and info. In the light section you can adjust your ambient lighting. I think that Mercedes does the best job on the market when it comes to the ambient lighting. You can select the color, you can have a multi-color, or you can have only one color. You can, whatever your preference is, you can set it up, and it illuminates really nice. And as you can see here, it illuminates even on a daylight, you can still see it. Steering wheel, just quickly, on your left you have your cruise control settings, and you can, with these buttons above, you can select what you're seeing here. On the right side you have your volume up and down. With these buttons on top, you're going to control this display here, and you can answer the phone calls or decline them. Paddle shifters, really quick shifts, and I'm going to talk about the engine and the transmission once we start driving. On the left side you're going to be able to, this is going to be for your wipers as well as for your headlights and your turn signals, so it's going to take a little bit of getting to used to, but it's pretty simple. Here you have your gear selector, and I see more and more car brands shifting towards having the gear selector here instead of having it in the central console, which I think it's pretty nice to have, especially when you're in a tight space. It's just as easy as up for reverse, down for drive, instead of moving your head and moving your hand to the central area here. Speaking about this display here, you have several different themes. You have understated, which is a minimalistic theme. You have sport theme, classic, navigation, assistance, off-road, and service. Navigation is just going to bring the map across the entire screen, and this car has built-in navigation as well as built-in wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And when you're using the navigation, which I'm gonna show you just in a few minutes, when you're using the built-in navigation, it has a built-in camera here, and then it's gonna give you the augmented reality, which is a really nice feature. It's just I don't see a lot of people using that, because most of us are using either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and then either you're gonna use the Google Maps or, in my case, Waze. Okay, before, let me just change. I really do like this classic theme. And then when you have this classic theme, using this button here, you can select what you see in the middle. You can have a map, media, attention assistant, consumption, echo display, and your fuel consumption. One thing that I don't like is, because with these buttons here, you're going to control this screen. So let's say you have your music playing. If you do not have the if you have the media displayed here, you're going to be able to change the tracks using this button here, just like that. But if you have anything other than the media, now in order to change the music, you're gonna have to push the button or select that on the display. I think if Mercedes did and left this side here for the changing the tracks, it would be much more better, because I don't see anyone using these buttons here to navigate this screen, because it's really within the reach and it's more intuitive, and it's really easy to just select whatever you want. Okay, so putting in the reverse, you have the guidelines that are adaptive, and they're going to show you where your car is going to be going as you're going into reverse. If you switch to the wide angle, you do not have the guidelines anymore. I'll put it in drive, and before we do, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you. If you select the navigation, built-in navigation from the Mercedes, where to, and let's say we're gonna go to the airport. Let's go. Me again. I forgot to mention that when you're driving and you come to a stop on a traffic light, holding your foot on a brake, if you push a little bit harder, it's gonna activate this hold feature, and then just by pressing the brake again or putting your foot on the accelerator, it's gonna remove the hold. Now what's gonna happen is okay, just gonna show it here, or it's gonna be you see here the arrows are gonna appear where you need to turn, which is really cool if you ask me. But again, with the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, I do not know if a lot of people are gonna be using this feature, so I'm gonna just cancel this out. I'm gonna switch to the Android Auto and let's go for a quick test drive. MSRP $51,000 Canadian dollars. You only have 2 trims for this GLA 250. It's this base model GLA 250 4Matic, and then the second one is GLA 250 AMG. For this base model, you can add some additional packages like the AMG package, which is gonna change the styling of the exterior design. It's gonna be more sporty looking, and then with the different rims and the different color, you can expect to pay 57,000 Canadian dollars, and the AMG trim starts at $61,000. So if you're adding those packages, why just don't add $4,000 more and go an AMG package, AMG trim, which also is gonna add more horsepower to your engine. Speaking about the engine, 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that's mild hybrid. There's a 0.9 kilowatt battery, adds an additional 12 horsepower, but really it helps with the start-stop system when driving. Speaking about the horsepowers, 221 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, and all of that is paired with 8-speed CVT transmission, 8-speed DCT transmission. DCT stands for dual clutch transmission, smooth gear changes, and really quick, especially if you're in the sport mode and you're shifting manually using these pedal shifters. Really snappy, really quick gear changes. However, if you're stuck in a traffic and you're driving 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, it can be jerky a little bit. It's gonna feel like you're sitting in a car with someone who just got their driver's license and they're trying to learn the manual transmission. But if you're at 50 or more, not just 50, 30 kilometers per hour or more, it's really smooth. It's a pretty nimble, quick, compact SUV. 221 horsepower may not sound like a lot, but for this size it's more than enough. 0 to 100 in about 6.5 seconds, and it's really stable. It's really fun car to drive. Suspension and the ride quality, really good, comfortable, as the Mercedes should be, right? But if you put it in sport, it's gonna stiffen up that suspension a little bit, as well as the steering wheel and the engine. You're gonna see a better acceleration, and then the engine is gonna hold those RPMs higher than in a comfort mode. Consumption, 9.7 liters per 100 kilometers of city, 7.3 highway, but I think you can bring it down even lower to 6.5 depending on how you drive, right? And the tank size is 60 liter, which is a pretty big tank for an SUV of this size. In the miles per gallon, city 24 mpg, highway 32 mpg, and the fuel tank is 15.8 gallons. Start-stop system is really seamless with that hybrid system. Turns off and on the engine effortlessly, and you don't feel it. But also what it does, let's say you're coming up to a red light and you're slowing down. As soon as you hit 12-13 kilometers per hour, it's gonna shut off the engine to help you with the fuel consumption. And then let's say you can glide at those lower speeds with the engine off until you hit the complete stop, or you press the gas pedal and then it's gonna turn on the engine. Let me demonstrate that. So there it is. I turn off the engine and now I'm at complete stop. When you're at the red light, it's gonna give you this traffic light view. I tried to figure out what's the purpose of this, but I don't know. I thought that maybe if the light turns red, it's gonna beep at you or something like that, but it didn't. It just shows you what's going on in front of you. I'm gonna put this into sport now. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it in sport. This button here, sometimes you have to really press it in order to pick up what you're trying to do. Okay. In sport mode, it's still gonna shift for you unless you press these paddle shifters, then you're gonna shift yourself. It accelerates pretty fast. So it's gonna, if you press the paddle shifters, it's gonna switch to the manual. And what's really nice about it is that if it's gonna show you a green arrow next to the gear in which you're currently in, if you need to shift up, it's gonna show you an arrow green pointing up, so you'll know when to shift up. Again, traffic light view, I really don't know why. It's a really nice cabin to be in. Sun visors with the mirrors and the light that illuminates. LED lights are pretty bright. And again, everything feels premium. I forgot to mention that on this left side here you have your options for the lights, but this one has the automatic LED lights, so you just leave it in the automatic and you won't have to worry about that. well, you can do that. Also, speaking about the automatic headlights, if you press the button that's on this, the button right here, at night it's gonna turn on the automatic high beams as well. In the settings, assistance, you have the collision avoidance system. That's the only safety feature you get, alongside with the blind spot monitors. There's no lane keep assist, nothing like that. Cruise control, it's not adaptive, so you're gonna have to pay attention. It will not adjust the speed to the speed of the car that's in front of you, so for that you're gonna have to pay attention. But me personally, I rarely use any of those features except for the blind spot monitors, but even then I will check my blind spot, and I recommend all of you do the same thing. Okay, we have some pedestrians on the road. Okay, move. Okay, there's no one around us. Let's test the horn. Really posh, really loud. The side mirrors and this rear view mirror will dim at night, so if you have someone driving with the high beams behind you, and it happens more than often, at least to me, they will not blind you. In sport mode, you really do feel that the suspension is stiffer, but this is a really quick car. My god, really quick, really nimble. You'll have no problem whatsoever merging onto the highway, that's for sure. But if you want to pass someone, you're gonna do that with ease. And if you end up on one of those back roads, country roads, you'll have a lot of fun driving this SUV. Competition, likes of Audi Q3 or BMW X1. Q3, I think size-wise they're pretty similar, but when it comes to the X1, I think it's a bit bigger now, and you'll have more room inside. But I like what Mercedes did with this car. You want a smooth, comfortable ride, you put it in comfort, you'll have what you're asking for. These seats are comfortable. You also have the lumbar support if you need that. But again, if you want to drive it a bit faster and you want to have fun with this SUV, you can have that as well. Again, quick, nimble, and really stable. Design of the interior is top notch. Ambient lighting, again, I think Mercedes does the best job when it comes to the ambient lighting on the market as of right now. And to help you with the comfort and everything, you have the voice assistant as well, so you can say something like this: "Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Change the ambient lighting to red, please."
Okay, I'm changing the color.
And there it is. It changed the ambient lighting to red. It probably does a lot more than just changing the ambient lighting, but I didn't have enough time with this SUV to go through all the things that voice help assistant can do. What I do like also is, with speaking about the voice assistant, if for example you have a phone that does not support the wireless charging and you have it being charged using one of these USB-C ports, you turn off the car. As soon as you open the door, it's gonna warn you and it's gonna say, hey, you forgot your phone, please make sure to take it, which is really cool. Start stop system works perfectly. Having the augmented reality is really nice, but again, I don't think that a lot of people will use that feature, especially having the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both wireless, available here. Let's park here. Really nice high resolution camera as well. So as soon as you put it in park and you turn off the engine, the parking brake is gonna engage, and when you turn it on and you put it in either drive or reverse, it's gonna disengage. There you have it, guys. Really nice compact SUV from Mercedes. Being a base model, you get a lot of features, but that is expected from a car brand like Mercedes. If you like this video, please like and consider subscribing to the channel. It's gonna help a lot to me with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys, and see ya in the next video. Hello everyone, sorry for interrupting the video, but I realized that I didn't mention and showed you this feature. As you can see, Mercedes have been doing this for a long time, but this is where you can adjust your seating position. I think it's really clever from Mercedes to do it this way instead of having these on your seat. The only adjustment that you have on your seat is for your lumbar support.